as you get a look at New Era Field just south of Buffalo, New York. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the Detroit Lions. It's the final 3 weeks of the season, still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
They go play action here on first down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
Well, partner, that was not a good omen right there. The very first play from scrimmage, and you just want to give yourself a nice, simple throw and hopefully get yourself into a rhythm. That is the last thing you're expecting. And now you put your defense in a tough spot right from the word go.
After the interception, here's Stafford. And his first look is incomplete.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again, Stafford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. As his guys are in for 6. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
Prater for the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Bills. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, a valuable...
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Kerry Hyder in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
Over!
Now Allen throwing on second down. Left side here, caught by Clay. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun!
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Kerry Hyder in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. The Bills send the punter out. Back deep is the former Seahawk, Golden Tate. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And Detroit getting set to go now. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Paul Warlow coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. From the gun, here's Stafford. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he'll take it down shy the 45 at the 46. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
It's caught. Jones. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Matthew Stafford, 2 touchdown passes in this first quarter. And the Lions add on to their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Extra point good by Prater, and it's now 14-0. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
Gun! Detroit! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun! Detroit!
From the gun, it's Allen. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Detroit!
On 2nd down, here's Allen. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Kerry Hyder in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Gun!
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. Now right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 22. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game. Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
3rd and 2, Stafford. And he finds Julius Thomas. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin as the Lions. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Operating from the gun, Stafford. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. With it is Brown. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Detroit! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Snap comes at 1, and it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ezekiel Ansah in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him down here at the 23. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Detroit! 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 Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
The Bills send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. On the return, it's Tate. A quick feed from Tate. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Lions will take over. So out now come the Lions.
They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot. Great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Lions on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
From the 50, it's Stafford. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
Monday.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
To throw on second down is Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Lions on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
From the gun, Stafford. He finds Riddick complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Operating from the gun, Stafford out to the flat for Riddick. And he'll get into the end zone zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Make that now 3 first-half touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. Now Prater to add the PAT. Prater for the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Throwing on first down is Allen. And this is incomplete. He was looking for Charles Clay as tight end. And it's second down. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game. Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, ball's out of his hand. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Kerry Hyder in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. The Bills on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 17.
Green 39! Green 39! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Long day. That's going to be a long day. So Mike 42, Mike 42.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
All day, dog.
And here's Allen. From the gun, he'll throw. And that is incomplete. Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down. The Bills send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now it's Tate. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Stafford on first down. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown. A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them. They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well. Showed right there. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Meanwhile, checking in on what's going on in Baltimore. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. And we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one as we go along here. Stafford here, coming off his pick six. An incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, second down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. To the right and complete to Galladay. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 23 yards on the play. On first down, Stafford here. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Stafford now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Again, it's Stafford. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Tate. Touchdown, Detroit. 4th touchdown pass of the game for Matthew Stafford. And the Lions add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And now out come the Bills. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Glover Quinn. Time is now run out on this first half of action. Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. The guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the third quarter. Let me spit this out. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Thomas, the intended target. 3rd down here. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Now it's Stafford. Over the middle, complete. It's Tate, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Now, they'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And Tate's got it. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
As a defender, I always found the slant route extremely difficult to cover unless you're able to jump on top of it early, because once he gets his hands on the ball, he's at full speed going away from it.
It all happens in the blink of an eye, doesn't it?
It really does. The timing is so important. That ball's got to be out of the hands of the quarterback and to the receiver like that. And if it is, you often get a very successful play.
15 yards there for number 15. Stafford now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Stafford looks to throw again. And this will be incomplete. It was the free safety, Jordan Poyer, that time there to make the play in coverage.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. This is Riddick on the screen. Space to run past the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 11. A good pickup there at 22.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.